Welcome back to the Ascended Podcast. I'm Caleb. Tonight, as you guys know, it's just me. Anthony is here on Mondays, but tonight, no Anthony, no guests. Just really a conversation I feel like I've been needing to have with everybody here. And just somebody give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me all right. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you guys something that's probably going to make you, in my opinion, a little bit uncomfortable, just in general, right? I don't really know any other way to say it. I'm building an AI, a real one, that does what ChatGPT, Grok, and Claude charge $200 a month for, potentially. And I'm charging 20 bucks. And it launches on the App Store next week. But that's not even the main thing I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about what's really happening in the world right now, because I can only make so much business content. I have to address bigger problems. And why the old playbook that we've been taught, that I've been taught since a kid, right? Start an e-commerce business, go drop ship, go drop service, right? Why that stuff isn't working, and what I think is really the only smart move, how fast technology is growing. If you guys want financial freedom, probably not this year, but in the next 5 years, if you are willing to do the work, it's pretty much guaranteed. So without further ado, if you guys have 20 minutes, dial in. This is the Ascending Podcast. Let's get into it. I'm going to say something straight up. I am building an actual artificial intelligence system. I'm not speculating about AI, disclaimer. I'm not reading articles about AI. I'm writing the actual code. I'm training the models, and I'm shipping what will be the newest thing since ChatGPT or Claude. And I'm telling you guys right now, tonight, 40%, 40, 2 out of 5 jobs will not exist in 5 years. Not because AI is evil, not because AI is terrible for the environment, right? Although you can argue that, and I would too, that's not the reason it's taking your job. It's taking your job because AI is efficient. And businesses always choose efficiency over loyalty every single time. I'm going to say that again. 40%. That's not my number, guys. McKinsey published that. That's the biggest consulting agency, I think, in the world. Goldman Sachs also backed up those facts. 300 million jobs globally will be automated or fundamentally restructured by 2030. And we're now in 2026. That's 4 years. Now, most people hear that, right, and they freeze. They go, well, my job is safe. No, your job is next. That's why it's safe now. The question isn't if your job or role is getting touched by AI. The question is whether you're the one holding the AI or the one being replaced by it. That's really the only two ends of this spectrum. Here's the thing nobody really wants to say out loud, though. The people that are building AI. We're not worried about AI and what, intelligence models can do. We're worried about the people who don't see it coming and the people that also develop it. Because the gap between people who understand the technology in general and the people who don't, that gap is about to become the single biggest wealth divider in human history. Bigger than the internet, bigger than crypto, bigger than anything I have ever seen personally, as well as yourself. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying this because I actually built a solution. There's more on that in a minute. But first, I need to talk about something else that's happening right now that connects to really all of this. And I think this is where I have to get real with you guys, especially if you're living in the US. Turn on the news right now. I don't care what channel, I don't care what app. Every single week, another curtain gets pulled back. And I think we all know the curtain that just massively exposed systems and people this week. Another institution that we're told to trust, just trust us, just don't ask questions, believe what we tell you, turns out to have been operating on a completely different set of rules than the ones they told us about. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to get political. I don't need to. You guys already know. You've seen it. You're watching it happen in real time. We're living in the transparency era. And what that means is, for the first time ever in human history, the average person gets the chance to see behind the curtain. The problem is, most people see behind the curtain, see the actual reality of life, and they just stand there. They go, that's disgusting. That's crazy. And then they open TikTok and they scroll for 3 hours to numb themselves. Because like taking drugs or being an addict to something, having an addiction, you guys can't stand the reality. And the people who will win in this era of transparency are those who see the broken system and build a replacement. That's what I'm doing. That's what Altura is. That's what Nova is. I'm going to connect these two things, the AI wave that I just mentioned and the collapse in trust in our institutions. Because they're really, at the end of the day, like my professor said, there's only so many stories in human history. These two are, for the most part, the same story. The model, right? The old model was go to school, get a degree, get a job, trust the company, trust the government, trust the bank, put your money in a 401k, retire at 65. That model is dead. It's not dying. It's not starting to fade. It is dead. 100% in the ground. And you guys are still following that fucking playbook in 2026. And you're playing a stupid game made by people who follow the rules and they made the rules, right? And then they stopped playing. And you're stuck in it. And they're not. The American dream is an honest subscription service. And you guys are paying for someone else's premium tier in this fucking pyramid scheme. Think about it. You work 40 hours a week to make somebody else rich. You pay taxes so somebody else can decide how to spend it. You put money in your retirement account that somebody else manages and charges you fees on. At what point do you ask, wait, when am I going to see the other side of this? So the answer is now. It's always been right now. But you need a different vehicle. You need a different solution. You need a different formula and a system where your efforts build your equity. Do you guys know what equity means? It means ownership. How much assets, right, minus the debt I have on it, do I actually own? What could I sell away my debts with my assets and still have left for me? That is your equity. What do you own in this world? What are you being pushed to rent more and more? Housing, right? Your car, phone bills, right? Keep trading it in, never really own it. This is the time in human history where we wake up and we decide that it's good to have equity again. It's good to have ownership that can't be ripped out from underneath you. It's good to own your career and your job instead of being dependent on somebody else's mood to keep you employed next week. Not somebody else's control, yours. This is the bridge that I want to show you guys next because I think I've figured out the answer. I'm going to explain it to you. So let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you guys about a girl. Her name's Sarah. Sarah is 23. She just got out of college. She works a 9 to 5 that she absolutely fucking hates. She spends about 2 hours a day on TikTok, sometimes on her work break when she shouldn't, sometimes during lunch, when she gets home at night and gets done from the gym, right? Just scrolling, consuming, really producing nothing during that time. 3 weeks ago, Sarah found Altura, our site. She signed up for the content clipping program. And here's what her life looks like now. Sarah spends 30 minutes of the day, 30 minutes, not the 2 hours, just a fourth of that, taking long form content like this podcast that's 20 to 30 minutes and cutting it up. She cuts it into short YouTube shorts or TikToks or Instagram reels with an AI software that does the work for her. All she does is paste the link. She looks at the clips, adds some captions in, and post them on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. That's it. That's the entire job. In her first week, Sarah posted 8 clips. 3 of them hit over 10,000 views. She earned $420 worth of Altura tokens because we pay out in our own currency. We're not charging you guys massive fees, and you can literally take the money as soon as you earn it, to the second you earn it. 30 minutes a day from her couch, while also watching Netflix, because Opus Clip, the clipping software she chose to use, she can just go on a website and paste the link in and watch the videos on her phone as if she was a consumer. All she has to do is tweak them a little bit and post them. And it auto posts on her accounts for her, as long as she hits the button. It's the easiest thing you'll ever do. And technically, it's the same as watching the content. You're just reviewing it and making it better, and then hitting the post button instead of scrolling to the next one. And you're getting paid hundreds of dollars, just like Sarah. Now, here's where it really, in my opinion, gets interesting. And this is the part that most people miss about it. Sarah didn't just earn $420. She earned $420 worth of Altura, or what we call ALT, A-L-T on the marketplace, the Altura token. ALT is currently priced at fractions of a penny because we just launched it. It's absolutely brand new. I think it's 0.04 of a cent. But here's the math. Every month, 4 or 50% of the fees that we earn on the platform of Altura from people that, make money on our marketplace. If you guys have heard of Fiverr or Upwork, where you can go hire freelancers to do things for you, we have the same service on Altura. You guys can make money selling your business and selling your skills or buying skills from other people at discounted rates. And the fees that we make on the marketplace by hosting the transactions, providing the safe escrow during the service, half of that money that we keep goes right back to you. We put it into the Altura token. So there's a guarantee, and I would argue it's a guarantee that the token goes up as long as we're continuing to flood money into it, right? That's just math. That's very safe to say. That means as the platform grows, right, according to the model, more members, more services sold, more transactions, more money we take and push right back into the sale of the token and the price of the token, to buy back tokens, to give it away for community rewards, to host giveaways, right, to invest in your companies. We're going to start doing startup funding for you guys that have good ideas and need some free money thrown at you. Basic supply and demand. There's more buyers. There's 1 billion tokens total. It's a fixed supply like Bitcoin. The price is going to go up with the more money that goes in the economy of it. So Sarah's $420 worth of alt today. If we grow alt to 1 cent and our ultimate goal is $1, right? We raise $1 billion, just like Bored Ape Yacht Club with NFTs raised $6 billion. We just got to get to 1/6 of that size. If we can get $1 per token, but in this example, let's just say 1 penny, which is very doable, and that's conservative, right? Based on our growth trajectory, that $420 becomes over $100,000. One video or 8 videos, right? That she earned her $420 from getting 10,000 views. If she holds on to it and she doesn't just sell it to pay groceries or rent right now, if she holds on to our token and helps us genuinely grow the platform, she will make $100,000 from 1 week of clipping. That's why it pays to be the first, to be early. And we are still early. That's not crypto bro hopium. That's math. Real, verifiable on-chain math, supply and demand driven, that we will purposely drive up as we reinvest in you guys. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not actually promising anything. Legally, I can't promise you guys anything. This is a startup. There is risk. Invest at your own return, or at your own safety, right, as I would say. But the structure is designed, right, mathematically, so everyone who participates early is aligned with the platform success. I hold the tokens. Anthony holds the tokens. Our whole team does. We want the token to increase. And I don't even hold the token yet, technically. I have vested my funds until June, minimum. And then I'll start receiving small payouts out of my share. So I can't rug pull on you guys. Nobody can rug pull. We can't sell off our tokens and scam anybody because I don't even hold the tokens in my wallet yet. By that point, there'll be so much money in the economy that it won't mean anything, even if I sell half of my tokens at that point, right? So we're protecting you guys from every other rug pull you've been investing in, because I want the platform to be the next LinkedIn, the next Upwork, the next Fiverr. When Altura wins, Clippers win. And when Clippers create great content, Altura grows. When Altura grows, the token appreciates. It's a flywheel that gets exponentially higher and higher paying. This is the difference between Altura and every other platform. On YouTube, they tease a little carrot in front of you. You're a creator who makes content so that YouTube can drive businesses to sell ads. You get pennies, they get billions of dollars in infrastructure. On Altura, you're not just a user, you're an owner. You own the token. Your earnings aren't just income, they're equity and an investment in the ecosystem of our currency. You don't get paid to leave, you get paid to stay, to actually play a role here. And the longer you stay, the more you can take 8 videos and make $100,000. The more your past earnings become worth. Let me say that differently for the people in the back. Employees get paid to leave. Owners get paid to stay. Which one are you? And this isn't just content clipping. Once you're in Altura's ecosystem, you can offer services in the marketplace. Think Facebook Marketplace if you're not familiar, but for services. I will write a copywriting script. I will help design your software for you. I will actually, me personally, do it for the right price if you guys want me to. Think Upwork, but with 5% less fees instead of, right? Actually, it's technically Upwork charges 20% fees maximum. We're charging 5%. So why go to Upwork? Why sell your services on Fiverr? Why make quick service businesses and not sell it and keep most of the money. Instead of a few dollars, right, getting paid out in cash that just appreciates as we pump more money into the economy. You guys get dollars and you're rushing to put it into an investment, put it in a high yield savings account because inflation is killing all of us. Why not hedge it in a currency with a fixed supply of $1 billion? So as they print more US dollars, our value is only really going to go up over time. We have founders inside of our marketplace offering everything from design to development to copywriting to consulting, real services that pay real money. And yes, you guys can sell whatever skill you have there. WAP is great. I've used WAP.com, right? I use it. I used to host our content clipping on it. I do use it to still find clippers, but WAP only is a community platform that teaches you education. You can't make a lot of money on WAP. You learn the skills on WAP in people's communities, and then you come to Altura and sell those skills, and you make yourself infinitely rich. If you sell a service for $1,000 and you decide to keep it in Altura and you make 1,000%, that's $1 million you guys can make from one service if you're willing to hold it at the same time. So what does Sarah's month look like? She clips for 30 minutes a day. She picks up 2 small service gigs on the marketplace. She's earning in Altura across the board. And 3 months from now, she looks at her wallet and she's not just making money. She's building a position. That's the exit strategy. That $500,000 that you built from holding the token and earning more at the same time, that's escape from your job, from your career path. And that's what I'm offering to you guys. Now, I just teased this at the top, right? And I want to come back to it. I said I was building an AI. I wasn't kidding. It's called Nova. And it drops on the App Store next week and Google Play Store. I'm going to tell you what Nova is and what it isn't. Nova is not another chatbot. I'm so fucking tired of chatbots. You ask ChatGPT a question, it gives you a fancy paragraph, and then you have to go do the fucking thing yourself. It's not an assistant. That's not an assistant. That's literally a search engine like Google with personality. And it's the personality itself is horrible. Nova doesn't tell you what to do. Nova literally does it. You say, send a follow-up email to that investor I met last week. Nova looks at your calendar, finds the email of the person you said you met with, writes the email, puts it in the chat and says, click here to approve it in seconds, not minutes. That's not a chatbot. That's not Claude Code or Claude Bot, which has to open a tab, take a couple minutes to write it out. This is doing it in seconds, and it's expensive to do it anywhere else. Nova executes. That's the difference between a consultant and an employee. ChatGPT is not a consultant. The ChatGPT is, what I will tell you, is it's basically a friend with benefits, right? It gives you some advice, but at the end of the day, it's really just there to coach you and, say some nice things. Nova is your employee that you pay a one-time fee of $20 a month. Guys, it's really warm in here. I'm going to take this off. ChatGPT's company, OpenAI, they charge $200 a month for their pro tier, and it doesn't do things for you. Anthropic, who made Claude, just charges $100 to start for Claude. Google charges $250 for their premium AI. I'm launching artificial general intelligence, not just a chatbot, but AI that can actually do things in the real world, that can build a business for you. And it's real task generating, executing agentic AI for $20 a month. And it keeps your data safe. And if you're an Altura member, if you pay the $50 a month like LinkedIn Premium, but 50 instead of 70 to be in our space where we will connect you for you without having to go to meetup.com or drive to event centers, we will personally put you in the room with $1 million entrepreneurs. If you guys want that concierge service, if you want private education, if you want to go to alturasociety.com and be a member, Nova AI for $20 is included in your membership for free. That $20, that's 2 coffees a week. And if you guys basically get an AI to run your company for you. I'm not going to go into in depth too much on Nova, right? Because honestly, I want you guys to see it for yourself on the App Store when it drops in a week. What I will say is this. If you're a founder, a freelancer, a side hustler, someone who wears 7 hats because you can't afford to hire somebody just like I couldn't, Nova is the hire you've been waiting for. I built it because I needed it, and now I'm using it all the time. I'm saying send an email to Anthony with a research report about, I don't know, Google ads, right? And it will compile the research on the internet about how to set up Google ads, and it'll just send it. And it'll say, looks good, I'll hit approve. And within 2 seconds, Anthony gets the email. More details, right? We'll talk more about that next week when we launch. It costs less than your Netflix subscription. And I want you guys to be first in line. And if you want that, the link's in the description. Just get on the wait list. You can also go to usenova.live in your Safari, Chrome, any web browser, right? And just try it out for free with a free account. So let me bring this all together. We talked about 3 things tonight. First, AI is going to, I promise you, restructure 40% of the jobs in the next 4 years, let's say. This is not a drill. I think by 5 years, it's almost a certainty, in my opinion. Second, the institutions that you were taught to trust are showing cracks everywhere. The transparency era is here, and I think that comes to accountability as well. And third, there is an exit strategy. It involves building ownership, equity, real value, net worth, instead of trading time for money. There's too many clippers who I see asking questions like, how many hours do I need to work each week to make a full-time income? Brother, that's what Uber's for, right? You can still make Uber cash equivalents, right? By just clipping as a side hustle, pick up 10 more hours so you can keep some of that Altura and not sell it on the market and pay your rent. Keep the extra $10 a week, right? In Altura to invest, because when we grow it to 1,000x and you're sitting on $10,000 because you had a little bit of patience, that's going to change your life. That's what's going to help you quit your job. The people who wait, right, they spend the rest of their lives working and serving the people who move first. Every generation has a moment where the rules change. The internet, right, that was in the 1990s, social media in the 2000s, crypto in 2016, 17. And in 2026, that will be those people. The people who move first will be the ones that employ those who don't. So here's what I want you to do, right? I'm being very specific. Get your notepad out or just pay very close fucking attention. First, go to alturasociety.com. Sign up, free account. Use your Gmail if you want. Second, watch the trainings. It's 30 minutes. It shows you exactly how to clip, edit, and post. And that is in our WAP community if you're joining from there as well, or just sign up for the next Clipper training. It should be on Sunday. That's in our live events, and it's free for you to partake in. Start with this episode. What I'm saying right now. As soon as this ends, I'm going to post it in our Clipper community. Put it in opus.clip and clip the moments that hit you. The ones that made you stop and say, I wanted to get involved in this movement in the first place. And more importantly, people need to hear this. And fourth, post it. Tag me. I put my account in there for you guys to make sure you're getting all the details right. And then you earn Altura, or you just earn cash. It's that simple. You guys aren't applying for a job. You're not asking for permission. You're starting a business that pays you literally as soon as tonight. You will make money tonight. I'm building the army right now. I'm not building a lot of followers. I'm not building fans, not listeners even. An army of owners. People who clip, who create, and more importantly, get their ass out there and build. Who earn equity in the same platform that they're building with their content. Every time one of your videos pops off, more people stream into the community that's paying you tokens, and the value of that fucking token only is going to increase the next time your payout hits. So if I say I'm giving you $8 of tokens, right? Or let's say you just got that last week for one video, let's say it doubles, right? Because we're so early into this, and you just made 16 instead of 8. This is what Hustlers University, this is what Andrew Tate wanted to be, but couldn't. But we're not selling a course on how to get rich. This isn't WAP. This isn't school or Kajabi. We're giving you the tools, the platform, and the token economics to actually do it, to actually give you freedom in 2026 when it is being pulled away from you faster than you could ever imagine. If you're listening to this and you're not a founder, right? Or if you are a founder, if you're somebody building something real, not just chasing trends, either way, I want you guys to apply for a membership. We have 888 spots this year that I'm keeping open. That's it. Not because we can't scale past that, but because I won't. This is my inner circle. This is not a funnel. I don't care about how many people pay for it. We have Nova AI that's going to make us plenty of money. We have the marketplace that makes us plenty of money. The token price is going to make us a lot of money as a community, right? I don't care about how many people we get buying the $50 membership with Nova included and all that. I care that the people inside are getting introduced to each other, that we actually meet people in the real world, in major cities. We come together, that we build companies together, that we create the next PayPal mafia, the next cartel, and use Nova and tools that protect our privacy and our data to execute faster than any person can on their own. Trust me, I'm an INTJ personality. I am the most systematic, cold, heartless son of a bitch you'll ever meet. And I've just realized I need people. I need content clippers. I need people to help grow this movement. I'm very good at building the system. That's why Nova exists. That's why Altura. That's why we have a cryptocurrency. That's why we're launching an NFT later this year. But I can't connect with people. I have to get out there and I have to make an effort. But in this case, we're bringing the effort to you. We're having the introductions be complimentary, right? With a membership, we're going to, like Tinder or a matchmaking service, right? Give you guys the best person to fit the skill you're looking for. Maybe you need a COO. Maybe you need somebody to content clip for you. Maybe you need a marketing specialist. AI and Nova hooked up through Altura will make that happen for you. And I appreciate you guys for checking it out. That's really all you got to do. Thank you for spending tonight with me. I'll see you guys next week with a very big announcement, obviously as Nova's pushing out the door. Stay dangerous, protect your privacy. Do not use ChatGPT, do not use Grok. Make some money tonight with some content clipping, especially on this video. And I will see you back in the next one. Peace, and as always, I'm rooting for you.